This is our next video on psychological analysis and character building. Now what we thought is we just want to make it really interesting. So this is a story based one. It's going to be the first time where we are going to interact with the audience on a virtual platform. I've been doing this on a face-to-face with a lot of my people. I thought let me connect it through the net as well and see the results, how it goes. Now this analysis is like a self-belief one. Now, have you actually wondered when you go to a specific shop to buy your clothes, you are attracted to a certain color, say blue or red. Why is that? So that's one thing. Now, you are a person who takes a lot of time in decision making, or you're a person who does it really fast. Have you thought of it? Why me? Now, that kind of questions is what is going to be answered in this exercise. Now, this exercise is like a story based one and it's got 6 questions which you need to answer to yourself. You need not answer me, keep it in your mind, but the answer what you're going to give is going to come out a mixture of your mind and heart. Okay, there are certain places where you're going to be calculative, there are certain places where you're going to be pure at heart and pure at mind. Okay, now once you answer yourself these 6 questions, what I would do is in the end, that's like where I break the climax. I tell you, for each question, if this is your answer, then this is your character trait. If this is your answer, and that's your character trait. And then later on, you start believing in yourself that, yeah, this is actually me. And this gives you a positive confidence in doing the next steps, what you're going to do in your life. Okay? So let me take you through that 6 questions. So it's a story-based one. So you need to really dream, think, visualize the way the question is going to go. Okay, now the first question goes like this. Now you are going to the most important person's house. Now that can be your girlfriend, that can be your wife, that can be your sister, mother, anyone, and the opposite sex, father, boyfriend, whatever you call it. It's going to be that important person. You're going to go to that person's house. Okay, now you're going to that person's house. There are 2 options with you. One is the long route and the other one is the short route. Now, don't tell me which route you're taking. You keep it in your mind and heart and decide which route you want to take. Okay? You have 2 options, the long route and the short route. Now that you have decided which route to go, you're going to take the next step, going to that person's house. While going to that person's house, you have a rose vendor, a person who's selling roses. Now there, you have only 3 colored roses. That is, one is red, the other one is white, and the other one is yellow. You need to choose only one colored rose. You can't tell I want all the 3. No, you're going to select only one. Okay? Fair enough, 2 questions done. Now, you have taken the rose in your hand and then you're going to that person's house. Now, this is like a tricky question. Now, you go to that person's house, the door, the main door is slightly open. Now, you have an option to stand out at the entrance of the door, knock the bell and wait for the person to come and then greet you inside. That's one option you have. The other option is, yeah, I know this person, so I open the door and go in. So you decide any one what you want to do. Either you wait, ring the bell, hold on for that person to come open the door and then greet you inside. Or, you know this person, so you open the door and just go in. Okay, these are the 2 options. Now you've gone inside, then you've spent the time, the rest of the day very well, all that done, you've had a very good time, and the next day morning, you get an urgent call. These days you're so hooked to your mobile, so you get a very urgent call. Now during that urgent call, you have 2 options to select. One is either you tell the person that I've got an urgent call, I need to move and all that. I'll meet you later, talk to you later. Or you will take your phone and say, yeah, I'm coming, and then you walk off. These 2 options are there. Which one do you select? Will you tell the person and walk off? Or once you get the urgent call, you take the mobile, you don't tell the person, but you walk out of the house because of the urgency. You have both the options, you have to select one. Now that you've come out of the house, you're coming back, you attended that emergency and all that, and you're coming back. While coming back home, last 2 questions left. While coming back home, you have found on the road, you find a key. Okay, now that key, don't ask me in which metal it's made, gold, platinum, whatever. It's just a key. Now, in your imagination, what is the size of that key? Is it large? Is it medium? Is it small? You need to choose among the three which size is the key. Okay? Now, once you have done that, the last question. You have taken the key in your hand. Now you're going back. Now, when you're going back, you have the same first question answered. You take the long route or the short route. You decide for yourself which route you're going to take to come back home, whether it's a short route or the long route. Okay? Now, this is the end of the story. Okay, so now that you have answered all the questions, the 6 questions, it's time for me to break the climax. Okay? Now, the first question, you're going to that person's house, right? The first question is, will you take the long route or the short route? Now, if you have chosen the long route, it means you are a person who will take time in taking decisions, meaning you will not do your decisions on a fast-paced one, but you will think it over once, twice, thrice, and then on a own-paced manner, self-paced manner, you will go ahead and make your decision. That is for the people who have chosen long route. Now, people who have chosen the short route. Short route are people who take fast decisions. Now, there are times where you need to take fast decisions, there are times when you need to do slow. So, person who has selected a short note will go into short or quick decision making. That's the first question answer. Now, second, you're going to select that rose. Now, you had 3 colored rose. One is the red one, white one, and yellow one. Now, if you have chosen the red one, it means you have complete love relationship with that person. Okay? Now, that love need not be necessarily to your girlfriend, but it can be universal, unconditional love. Okay? Now, if you have selected white color, then it means to that person you have a relationship on friendship. Like, you can have your father to be your friend, you can have your mother to be your friend as well. So, if you have chosen white color, then it means you are completely on a friendship mode with that person. Now, if you have chosen yellow, that means you're actually confused between the two, whether it's love or friendship. Okay, so that's on the yellow color. Now, once you have gone there, you're going to that person's house. Now, this is where the tricky question comes, where the door is slightly open. Now, if the person what you have chosen, that you wait at the entrance of the door, you knock the bell and then you ask the person to come and open the door, then it means you are a person who is bound by the society, meaning you care for the society, you are surrounded by the people. You are not a person who is okay, I am not for the society, I have my own ways of doing things, but you say no, I am part of the society, I belong to a group, so I would wait, I'm scared or whatever you call it, but I'm there, and then you continue. Now, that person who has decided that, oh, I care a damn, I know the person that will open the door and go in, it means you are a person who will take decisions on your own. You are not society bound. You will take your call on your own. Okay? Now, once that is done, you spend the entire day happy and all that together, and then you come back. Now you get that emergency call, right? Now, those of y'all who have answered that, I will tell the person and then leave, it means from your side, you will be very, very loyal to that relationship. You will be very truthful, faithful, and loyal to that relationship. Okay? Now, those of you who have just taken the mobile and then walked off, if you have thought that, it means from your side, you are still not there on the truthfulness, on the faithfulness and loyalty. You still need to work hard there. Okay? Now, once that is done, you're coming back, you finish your emergency, you attended that, and then on the road you find a key. Now, a key has 3 words, or say 3 letters. Now, that key, K-E-Y, stands for E-G-O. That's ego. Now, ego is ahankara, your whatever you call it, overconfidence, whatever you call it, their frustration, all that. Now that particular size, if you have a large one, it means you have a large ego. You need to work that down. If you have a medium one, you're like kind of in between, so you have some scope of getting it down further. And if you have a small one, then trust me, you're kind of good. Meaning, everyone should have ego, but that it should not overshadow, it should not go to medium and high. So if it is small, then it's kind of good. Okay, that's your ego. The key is actually the size of your ego. And the last one is you're coming back. You take the long route or the short route. Now, if the people have chosen long route, it means you are a person who will not forget things that easily. That particular relationship or whatever is there will be there in your heart and mind for a long period of time. It means whenever you go somewhere out, you will feel, okay, these were the days I spent with that person for a longer time. So that place gives you a trance. So that kind of thing will not go out of your mind and heart for a long period of time. Those people who have chosen short, it means you're moving ahead with life. Meaning, you will forget it, move on to the next one. If the next one has a disaster, you will forget that, move on to the next one. So that's the second option. Now, hope the 6 questions are answered in a more psychological manner, and it has actually benefited you to realize what kind of a person you are and then take it from there. Now, what I would want from y'all is, if you like this particular video, share, subscribe, comment, but more than that, please try this with your friends, relatives in a group, and trust me, you will get a lot of variations. I've done this face to face with a lot of my students and people, and I've got a success rate of 90%. So I've done it in a place where you had an audience of 150 people, and almost 130 or 140 of them told me that all the 6 questions were 100% matching. That is, they've believed in themselves and they've got all the questions answered. So please try it out, share this particular video so that the others are also benefited, and thanks a lot for watching.